Okay, I'm making a private video for YouTube. I'm very irritated right now because my computer's slow and it's hard to be in the media. It's hard to make a video that's going to reach people because all of our communication lines are shut down here in the United States. We're not able to communicate easily with one another. And so I'm making a private YouTube video that's only going to be available to people with the link. Hopefully to protect my YouTube channel so that it doesn't get shut down. And I'm going to speak in a way that does not threaten my YouTube channel. So here's the situation. Mike Flynn, I believe, is a mole. Mike Flynn is a mole. Mike Flynn is the leader of the Q-tards. Mike Flynn started the Q movement. Mike Flynn is there to lead people on behalf of the NSA, CIA, FBI, DHS, Pentagon. Now, obviously, I saw Mike Flynn being harassed by the government and being threatened by the government. And then, but here's the thing, people like that are the perfect moles because they have street cred, right? They've got the street cred. So you wouldn't expect them to burn you, right? Why would they burn you after they were just threatened by this evil satanic group of people? Why would they burn you? So I believe that Mike Flynn is a mole, and so I was posting on the InfoWars comment section among other places, but this is how it went down. This is how it went down on InfoWars. I posted 6 hours ago. Beware, Q-tard Mike Flynn is the NSA, CIA, FBI mole who set up Alex and Trump on January 6th. So if you go back and you watch the videos of Mike Flynn on January 6th, or around that time, Alex Jones interviewed him, and Mike Flynn said Trump's going to be the president, and Trump has all these special powers, and it's the Mike Flynn group of Q people who did the insurrectionist stuff. I'm not saying they're guilty of insurrection. They're not. It was a riot. And a lot of them probably didn't even participate, but some of them did, because I remember watching the videos, and there were people even from other countries that came that were following the Q stuff, and they said, we came here to, anyway, I don't want to go into the whole thing. But you just go watch Mike Flynn's videos with Alex Jones, and Mike Flynn was saying how Trump is a sure thing. He's going to be in. He's got special powers. He was intimating or alluding to some cabal behind Trump that was going to make sure that he got in. Now, the other person that was doing this was Steve Pieczenik, who said that Alex Jones's channel was being used by Steve Pieczenik's cabal with Nakasone, who runs the NSA, and Nakasone chose Alex Jones to be part of this coup. Remember Steve Pieczenik saying all this stuff? It was very Q-ish. Now, Alex was like, I don't want to be part of a coup. So I'm not saying that Alex Jones is the one doing this. I'm saying that Mike Flynn set up Alex Jones and Trump because Mike Flynn is a mole. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that Mike Flynn runs the Q people, and that Mike Flynn is a mole. And I kind of was wondering why Mike Flynn was doing this weird stuff during the Jan 6 stuff, because I'm not stupid. I was watching the whole thing going, they're going to set these people up to have them arrested. I remember saying that to myself. And I'm saying, why is Mike Flynn doing these weird oaths? And why is Mike Flynn talking to Alex Jones about how Trump's going to be the president? I'm like, no, he's not. They're going to screw him, dude. I was hoping that some of this stuff was going to be true, but I'm like, I don't think so, dude. This is looking really bad. And so I'm not saying that Alex Jones, because I like Alex Jones, I'm not saying Alex Jones was part of this. I'm saying Alex Jones was set up by these people. I'm saying that Mike Flynn and Steve Pieczenik, but this video is not about Steve Pieczenik, it's about Mike Flynn. And the reason why it's about Mike Flynn now is because of the Sound of Freedom video, not video, but movie that came out, which is run by the Kissinger Group. Okay, the Kissinger Group is the Sound of Freedom movie. That's Kissinger is a front for the Chase Bank, Rothschild, Rockefeller. Chase Bank, okay. Kissinger is a front for Rockefeller. Rockefeller, Rothschild, Warburg, that whole network, but mainly Rockefeller. He basically works for the Rockefeller group. But now, but Kissinger is his own thing, okay? So the Kissinger group represents the international bankers. The World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, all of it. That's who runs Tim Ballard. That's who runs Jim Caviezel. That's who produced the film Sound of Freedom. Why? Because the Q people want to go around saying that there's this child trafficking thing and that the Pentagon and the CIA, there's white hats. The white hats are going to go in there and free the children. Oh my God, they're going to go save the kids. No, that's not what's happening. See, that's this whole thing of this idea that there's these white hats. Operation Trust. Remember that? Remember Operation Trust? The white hats in the government are on your side. That's what these people do. Okay, I'm saying a lot of stuff right now. So here's the thing. Mike Pence is the perfect mole because he was attacked by them for real. He really was attacked by them. They really did take him to court. They really tried to have him thrown in prison. That's all true, which makes him the perfect mole. They did the same thing to Steve Bannon. Is Steve Bannon a mole? I don't know. He's a little weird. I found his speech at CPAC to be a little fake, a little bit fake. I find Dan Bongino to be a little bit fake. Trump's was not. I support Trump for president. Okay, I know that Trump has a lot of flaws. I know a lot of people are like, how can you support Trump after Operation Warp Speed, and how can you do this, and how can you do that? Because I live in the real world, that's why. And I know that Trump is like of my dad's era, and they believed in World War II. They thought Hitler was bad and that the Jews were good and that they're our best friends and all this kind of. I understand it. I understand Trump. I'm not trying to make the world perfect right now. I'm trying to kind of like when artery is exploded and there's blood shooting out, you got to put a tourniquet on there. You don't really care who does it as long as they're going to put a tourniquet on there. Trump's going to put the tourniquet on America. He's going to stop the bleeding. That's why I support Trump. Okay, but here we got to go back to Mike Flynn and Alex Jones. Mike Flynn is a shill. I'm sorry. Am I just saying that out in the open? I shouldn't say that. Here's what I posted on InfoWars comment section. Beware, Q-tard Mike Flynn is the NSA, CIA, FBI mole who set up Alex and Trump on January 6th. And so I get a response from, are you dumb? And he calls me, another deep state actor trying to sow division is what you are. I'm a deep state actor trying to sow division? Is that what I look like to you? Is that what I look like to you? Is this how the deep state lives right here in a little office like this? No, dude. Mike Pence is the deep state. Mike Pence works for the NSA. Remember? He was the head of the NSA. You ever heard of the NSA, the National Security Association? Who do you think the deep state is? Who do you think the deep state is? It's the NSA. The NSA, the CIA, the FBI, the ADL, the SPLC, the Pentagon, Antifa. Those are their operatives. Antifa are their operatives. Okay? BLM are their operatives. So, who's Nakasone? Nakasone is a Japanese Catholic. Who's Mike Flynn? Mike Flynn is a Catholic. Steve Pieczenik is a Jew. A Jewish person. This is YouTube. This is a private line. There's nothing wrong with Jewish people. There's nothing wrong with Catholic. I'm just saying, that's who they are. I'm just identifying them. I'm just identifying them by religion. That's all. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying, when you're Catholic, when you're Roman Catholic, particularly, because there's different types of Catholic. There's Orthodox Catholic. There's Roman Catholic. Roman Catholics pledge allegiance to the Pope in Rome, who's Pope Francis. And Pope Francis supports BLM, Antifa. He supports. Let me give an example. Mike Flynn is the deep state. He worked for the deep state. He was attacked by the deep state, but that doesn't mean he said no to them. Maybe he said yes. Maybe he's a mole. That's what I'm saying. Maybe he's a mole. Because the Sound of Freedom movie is about getting you to support sending forces around the world, right? Tim Ballard is part of the Afghanistan World Foundation with Henry Kissinger and a bunch of Hollywood actors, and Henry Kissinger and Dianne Feinstein and a bunch of senators. That's where I'm going with this. Tim Ballard is connected to Henry Kissinger and a bunch of senators in the U.S. government that are tied to the CIA in Afghanistan and world groups that go around sending forces around the world to stop child trafficking. Now, the first time I saw this was when I saw a church. I believe it's some kind of an Episcopalian church or something like that. I don't know what it is. I think it's, you got to understand, it's one of these rainbow churches with a big sign that says "Stop Child Trafficking." And I noticed that there are these Christian groups that are involved in stopping child trafficking. Stop child trafficking. And they're all connected to the Washington, D.C. government. Okay, who do you think is involved in the child trafficking? Who runs the child trafficking? It's run out of, I'm not going to say, this is YouTube, I can't say. I'm just going to say, who do you think? Who do you think does it? Do you think you think the U.S. government's going to stop it? Why would they stop it? Is DHS stopping it at the border? Wait a minute. Is Department of Homeland Security working with Catholic Charities and MS-13 on the border right now to traffic migrant children, unaccompanied migrant children, into the U.S.? Is that happening right now? Okay. Second question. On 9/11, when George Tenet, who's Catholic, was running the CIA, terrorists blew up the World Trade Center. And then we started a war in Afghanistan and a war in Iraq. Okay, I'm just rambling here, aren't I? I'm not making any sense. I'm just going off in all these different directions. Here's what I'm trying to say. This guy tells me I say beware. Mike Flynn is the NSA, CIA, FBI mole who set up Alex and Trump on January 6th. And this guy replies to me, another deep state actor trying to sow divisions, what you are, and someone liked his comment. And I replied, lots of LOL. Mike Flynn worked at CIA. That is the deep state. I had another word in there. It starts with an R. The R word. I can't say it on YouTube, although I think I've already said it. And then my next comment was, how come Mike Flynn has never exposed the 9/11 hoax? How come Mike Flynn hasn't exposed it? What's wrong? How hard is it to expose the 9/11 hoax? How hard is that? Now, if you're a Christian and you love God, because you love the truth, and the truth is God, and God is the truth. Well, how hard is it to say the truth? Oh, is the media going to attack you? Are people at CIA going to attack you? Or is the FBI going to attack you? Is the ADL going to attack you? You can't tell the truth because all these people are going to be mean to you. Oh, are you really a Christian? I don't know. Maybe you are. But do you worship the truth like I do? That's because that's what I worship. I worship the truth. Am I a Christian? I don't know. I worship the truth. How do you want to define the truth? Is the truth God? Is God the truth? Is God associated with the truth? That's another question. We're not going to go into that. What I'm saying is, how hard is it to expose 9/11? Mike Flynn hasn't. Nakasone hasn't. Steve Pieczenik hasn't. Alex likes to say he has, but I've never heard him say anything. What's his name? The guy, who? Steve Bannon. Has Steve Bannon ever said that 9/11 is a hoax and it was blown up by George Tenet? Has he said anything about that? George Tenet and the mafia that works with George Tenet, who I won't name. You're not allowed to name. You're not allowed to say the words of who they are, because that's very bad. Cause all kinds of problems. Anyway, this video's gone for 15 minutes. Yeah, it's gone for 15 minutes. So let me recap the video. 1. The Sound of Freedom is run by the Kissinger Group. It's about getting you to support, giving money and troops and forces to go all around the world to save all these orphan children. My gosh, has Jim Caviezel and Tim Ballard exposed anything? Or are they just getting you to get the government to give them more money to go into these places and go grab the children? Which is it? Which is it? Which is it? I keep seeing advertisements on churches or on billboards about child trafficking, run by weirdos. Run by weirdos. Run by people that when I look up who their church is, it's connected to Washington, D.C. It's connected to the Episcopalians. The Episcopalians who are connected to the United Nations and who are connected to a lot of people whose names I won't say because that would be bad to say what religion they are, that run the Christian church. And you can't say what religion the people. I will say that a lot of them do like to read the Talmud, though. I will say that. Some of them like the Talmud. Some of them like to read the Talmud. I'll say that. I'll say that the Christian church is run by people that respect the Talmud and the Kabbalah, which is part of the Talmud. The Kabbalah is part of the Zohar, I believe. It's all kind of connected. The Talmud, the Zohar, the Kabbalah, the Christian Church, the Vatican, the Pope, Francis, Freemasonry, the Jesuit Order, Washington, D.C., CIA, NSA, Mike Flynn, Steve Bannon, Dan Bongino. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. George Tenet, Anthony Fauci, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, cocaine, prostitutes, child trafficking, National Association, what is it? The National Center for Exploited Missing Children gave an award to Hunter Biden. Let me explain something to you. What's the best way to cover up child trafficking? Have the people that are opposed to child trafficking organize the foundation of the child trafficking. So the people that are against the child trafficking are running the network that's going after the child traffickers. So they're intimately involved with them and they're on all the connections. And just above them are a group of people that want the kids for themselves. See how that works? I'm not saying Mike Flynn is doing that, but he is a mole because he is not exposing them at all, actually. He's paying lip service to some of our talking points, the people that have been exposing it. And he is setting up people like Alex Jones and setting up people like Donald Trump to screw them over and get them thrown in prison. And having a lot of people thrown in prison. All the January 6th people that got thrown in prison can thank Mike Flynn and people associated with Mike Flynn. All right, that's the end of the video.